Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Angeli with Amplifinity. Let me introduce my co-presenter, Randy Fahrbach from LogMeIn.
Thanks.
And Randy and I are going to spend some time talking about referrals. So it's a topic both Randy and I are very passionate about. So let me start out by just a quick show of hands. How many, I think most people in this room, but just to be sure, how many use partners as a way to help drive opportunity into your business in some way, shape, or form? Great. And let me polarize the dialogue if I could for this purposes, and I know there's lots of variations in between, but if I could polarize it into a reseller model, in other words, people are selling your product, taking it on their paper, potentially doing the servicing on it, versus pure referral, where they're simply giving you a lead. How many of you would say you're more on the referral side of the equation, or excuse me, resell side of the equation? And how many would say primarily on the referral side of the equation? Great to hear. So this topic actually gained some steam at last year's Small Business Web Summit when Randy and I did a little birds of a feather, and Randy asked the group, hey, who would be interested in learning more about referrals or who's working with referrals? And we were amazed at how many hands in the room went up. So we began this idea of kind of crafting this dialogue for this year to talk specifically about referral. And let me tell you a little bit about our company, Amplifinity. We provide a platform that allows organizations like yourselves to create programs, referral programs for your customers in a white labeled instance that's brand authentic to your organization. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And we started out in a little bit about our journey. We started doing classic refer a friend programs. Anybody done a refer a friend? Everybody's done one in some way, shape, or form, right? And we all know that kind of workflow. We come out of a shopping cart experience, and they ask us to refer our friends, and we give them a name or two, and potentially we get a gift card to be rewarded for that. And my friend might get a discount. It's really proven technique in the consumer world. And we have this idea, and we actually have done and still do many large B2C referral programs, DirecTV, Liberty Mutual Insurance, SiriusXM, large companies who are doing referrals at scale as a technique to drive consumer growth. But our conviction was that this same technique could work to help drive growth for organizations that are targeting businesses, and in particular small business, because in many ways the technique is valid, right? There's that idea that you have in a B2C referral where you have a trusted relationship, someone that you know who has referred a product to you that you end up buying, and you buy it based on knowing them and them referring that product or service to you. So that part of it we had right, but when we got into the B2B world, we learned a lot about what was different about B2B referrals. And a couple of the key aspects that are different are that you have this notion of a sales motion or sales cycle. And what happens because of that is a lot more actors are involved in referring an opportunity in the B2B world, in the lead to sale scenario. You still have the advocate, the person who's doing the referral. You have the prospect, the person who's going to buy. But in the middle, you have a whole additional group of people. You have sellers, clearly your partners, if they're helping you drive those leads. You have customer success people, and I encourage anyone who has a customer success organization, if you're not getting referrals from them, you certainly should be asking them to give you referrals. Clearly your partners, and we're going to make a lot of the talk today about how to enable partners to drive referral leads for you. Then hopefully your sales marketing team that's kind of managing this whole entire process to allow it to happen at scale. And that's the environment that we've chosen to focus in. And when we had the idea that, hey, this same thing should work in B2B, we went out and started looking at who was doing this. It goes back about 5 years ago. And we came across our friends at ADP. Jeff's here in the audience. ADP perhaps, to this day, and we've worked with many organizations, really leverages the power of referral in their entire business. And we all know ADP, payroll. What ADP has done very successfully is make referral part of their culture. It's the way that they go to market. So as a seller at ADP, you're really encouraged to build out your own referral network of people that can help you find and identify small business people who can use payroll services. And the other thing that Mike was talking earlier about kind of knowing your customer, what ADP did very successfully is understanding that as a small business person starts a business and grows, there's a group of individuals that have the ability to connect with them that become almost trusted advisors in their business. So it's all the people that you might guess. It's their accountants, it's their lawyers, it's their bankers. And those people, because of the relationship they have with a small business person, really have a tremendous amount of influence. And the ADP team has done a really nice job of partnering with those individuals as groupings to help establish a channel to market to get to small business people. So my advice to all of you is, in the same way you think about your customer, once you nail that, think about groupings that could provide, that you could organize into some channel for you to help you drive leads to your business. And again, that could be associations, it could be other technology companies in your ecosystem, could potentially be chambers of commerce. We've seen all different kinds of orientations, but when you look for communities that have some level of commonality and they have an ability to be in a position of trust or influence with your end customer, you're onto something. And it might be an opportunity for you to create this lightweight referral channel to help drive leads and opportunities for your business. And again, ADP's been at it a long time. They're really mature at doing this, but it's certainly the way to start. And in many ways, I think they shine the light for a lot of the organizations that we've worked with on how to conquer the same challenge. The other thing we learned when we started doing referral at scale and going into what we call second generation programs, or people who've tried referral, and a lot of people try referral, is this, the dreaded web to lead form. And don't do this, please. If I could give you another piece of advice, is don't do this, because the idea here is, people put up a web to lead form, they say to their customers or partners, hey, here's a great way to give us a lead. Tell us about yourself, tell us about the referral that you're giving us, give us 700 pieces of information, and then we'll follow up on the lead. And there's nothing more that will prevent you from getting referral leads than putting up a web form like this. So the idea is, in referral, because it's a fairly lightweight ask, you need to make it really easy on your partner to be able to provide you leads. And the way to do that, I'll give you a quick example. This is a company that we work with called Vantif. They just became the largest merchant payment acquirer in the marketplace. And they have partnerships. Their primary vehicle to get to the small business marketplace is through banks. So they have relationships with over 70 banks, and they had 70 different web forms that looked exactly like the one that I showed you earlier, each for the different bank that they partnered with. It was obviously a managerial nightmare. Their partners didn't like it. And then they went completely in the opposite direction to something like this. So if you're a Vantif partner, they know you. Once you log in and become part of their referral network, you don't have to fill out, obviously half that form goes away. Now they just need you to make the referral, and they give you a real easy experience to be able to do that. And you can do that through filling out a very short web form if you know the customer is, the prospect is, or you can leverage any of the social tools or email, potentially a personal URL, all with the idea of just making it really easy and simple to reach out and get to that person. So make it easy. And I say that in every sense of the word, not just easy from a referral standpoint. Make your terms and conditions easy. Make your payment structures easy to understand, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But anything that creates a barrier for your partner to provide you a referral can be challenging for your program. So next area I want to talk about is incentives. I get a tremendous amount of questions around what should I reward a referral partner? And I hate to give the non-answer, but I'm going to have to. It really does vary. And I encourage people to look at what behavior you're trying to incent. And first of all, whether you can incent or not. So a lot of organizations have inability to accept referral payments. So you want to establish that. Some can and some can't. Even within some industry, accountants are a good example. Some accountants will accept referral payments, others won't. So fundamentally, you want to try to understand whether that channel grouping that you've associated with can. But then, if they can, think about what behavior you're trying to incent. So obviously, we all want qualified leads. And what's great about referral leads is they're immensely qualified. They're some of the highest quality leads you're going to get. They convert the fastest. Everybody knows that. Lots of great industry research on that. So if you want qualified leads, incent on qualified lead. Obviously, you might want qualified sales too. So the idea there is, and we've seen this now in some best practices around some really innovative programs, is they'll incent on both. They'll pay a little bit of money for a qualified lead, and then they'll pay the big bounty if that sale closes. And now technology kind of gives you the ability to do both there if that's what you want to do. Competitive takeaways, we see this now as a big trend. So if you're in an industry that is fairly mature and you're duking it out with your competitors, paying a very high bounty on a competitive takeaway can be a great way to kind of steal deals from your competitors. And we've seen companies offer 50, 60, even 70% of first year revenue for a competitive takeaway. And again, if you have a really sticky product, once you get them over, it's well worth it to make that level of investment to get somebody over to your product. If your referral partner has the ability to give you multiple referrals a year, think about creating a tiered reward structure. We see that work really well. So pay a certain amount on the first lead or sale, pay a higher amount on the second, a higher amount on the third. Again, that idea of trying to ratchet up the number of leads you get from a particular partner. Obviously, if you have a higher average sales price, percentage of sales is a great way to go. And we've seen thousands of dollars in referral payments made in these kinds of scenarios that can be very productive. I get a lot of questions about should we pay a referral partner on a renewal? Great question. If your churn is super low, probably not. If your churn value is high, that person that was in a position of influence to help you get that original sale can help you get the renewal too. So in which case you may want to incent them, maybe at a lower rate, but you're going to incent them to help you keep the deal. And then I'm a big believer in, and a lot of great Harvard research on this, is most people will refer, especially if we'll talk a little bit about customer referral here in a minute, but your customers will refer if they have the ability that they're giving their friends something. So a two-sided reward structure, I think, works exceptionally well. That way, they're getting something, but they're also offering something to the person that they're making the referral to. So again, think about these techniques. Think about what you're trying to refer. Think about whether your customers or your customers can accept, partners can accept referral rewards. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is avoid the black hole of referrals, what I call the black hole. So somebody makes a referral, and then they don't hear anything. And it goes over to you as an organization, and maybe, just maybe, if that deal closes, that you'll go ahead and pay the incentive, and it's 3 months later, and that person's forgotten. So we're big believers in keeping that what we call the advocate, the person making the referral, very engaged in the process. And the way you do that is to not only tell them, acknowledge the referral, let them know that you got it, communicate very clear next steps, tell them what's going to happen with the referral, what you're doing with it, update them as the referral moves through your sales funnel. So to the extent that you can, if there's key points in your sales process, let them know that it's achieved that stage in your sales execution. And then obviously when the opportunity closes, if it does, let them know that too. And then tell them when they're going to get paid and how they're going to get paid. If you have a retention period, person needs to stay a customer for a certain period of time, let them know that. And then tell them the reward will be forthcoming, and then tell them when you're about to pay. So really, really important. So next thing I want to talk about is your sales team and maybe your partner team that's supporting your partners. Probably know if you do have a sales or partner team, nothing will make the success of your program happen than engaging and getting your sellers and partner team involved in referrals. So going back to the ADP example earlier, 3 dimensions to many successful programs: people, process, and technology. The technology is a piece of it, but people and process is really key too. And the people aspect is all about your whole business getting aligned around this idea of generating referrals. And see, Joanne's here in the audience. I'll introduce Joanne Black. Everybody wave hi, Joanne. Joanne's written a number of books, does a lot of great work on talking to sales teams about how to ask for referrals as part of what they do. So if your sellers aren't asking for referrals from your customer base, it's one of the most easiest things you can do to generate additional opportunities. I'm always amazed about the organizations who just simply don't ask. They don't ask their customers for referrals. And again, it's a great way to provide a lead source. So make them part of the program. Enable them, enable your sellers to create their own referral network. Especially, this works really well in the SMB space because, again, I think it's been talked about many times during this conference, you simply don't have enough sellers to create a broad coverage model. So it's a great way to extend your sellers to expand their network to create referral networks of their own for people that can provide them leads. Obviously, train your sellers on how to ask for referrals. Reinforcing that behavior among your management teams is really key. Another best practice we see is that if your sellers generate a referral lead through someone in their referral network, give it back to them. Let them break territory rules. Some organizations we see doing this really effectively. So if a seller has a territory in one state, they get a referral lead from someone they know, but it's in another state, let them go close the lead if they can. It's a great way to encourage them to generate a network of referral people that can help them drive a lead. I also want to talk about using your customers as a referral. And the idea here is that your customers, your own customers, can be a referral channel for you too. And an organization that we work with really does it well, RingCentral, SaaS company here down the road, has I think 5,000 customers, and they create a really nice referral program, to me kind of best in class execution here. They reward on lead, and then they reward on a percentage to their customer of the end close deal if they close that deal. So they will get 300 to 400 new acquisitions on a monthly basis simply through this program. And it's simply a matter of getting it out there, promoting it to their customer base, and letting them know that it exists. So the reason customer referral programs work really well is simple. Your customer knows you. They value your product or service. They want to help you. You simply have to ask. So we kind of coined the term 20/20 rule of referral marketing. And the idea here is that if you have a customer base, let's just say 10,000, 20%, if you offer a program like this to your customer base, 20% of them will join to be a member of your referral program. So if you have one out there and you haven't achieved that level, that's kind of benchmark, and it'll kind of plateau around that too. So 20% of your customers will join the program, and of that 20% that join, 20% will do one new successful referral for you on an annual basis. So you do the math, that should be a 4 to 5% sales lift for your business every year. No brainer. You just got to put it out there and make it happen. A big part of this is brand authenticity. What I love about being part of this conference is I can tell a lot of the passion that everybody has about their company and their brand. You can see it reflected in their customers. So customers will do referrals for you. They're doing it for either your seller or for your brand. And again, they have that same passion about your product or service. They will refer you to people that they know in their network. So I want to stop there and introduce Randy Fahrbach, one of our newest customers, Amplifinity. They've done a tremendous job leveraging the power of referral through what they do. So turn it over to Randy to talk about his business.
Thanks, Larry. I'll need that. Hello, everyone. Have to excuse me. I've got some notes because I've got 14 years of channel experience that I want to make very succinct so I can focus on referral. I started with Expert City, which was the original company for GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar in 1999. Started getting involved in the channel through operations and sales a couple years later. And I can truly say that we've tried it all. Okay, I think we've developed what I call a zone offense as far as channel goes. And I kind of want to share some of that history with you. Citrix acquired us in 2004, and they're a global all-channel company, and they said, we think you do, we want you to go through two-tier distribution just like us. And we said, we don't think that's a very good idea. We've done referrals for a few years. We're getting some traction. We've done a little bit of resale through the large resellers. And they said, no, we think this is a really good idea. You should do it. So we teed up a global two-tier distribution through their network, 10,000 partners, about 100 distributors. And after about 9-10 months, they said, you know what, this isn't a very good idea. Because one, our deal value is fairly low. I mean, 5-10 seats of GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar is pretty low. Two, we weren't automated. It was manual paper orders, and did a quick calculation. It costs about $100 to process a two-tier reseller order, when you see it go all the way through. And three, we were losing money because partners, Citrix partners, who were focused on distribution, virtualization and networking, they were finding out their customers that were our customers, and they were talking them into transferring their billing. So it was no longer check credit card, it was check credit card or partner. And so whatever we had with them direct, we lost in margin when the partner said they want to pay for us. So we undid that. But through that, and through the last 14 years, so we had three streams. We tried the two-tier. We had a referral program, which we kind of sucked at for the longest time at managing it because it was manual. And we had our finance paying the checks. And then we had what I call fulfillment or resale program. Our customers, government, state, local, federal, education, they needed to procure through a reseller. That was part of their procurement process. So we set up CDW, SHI, Insight, what we call fulfillment. So we could truly enable check, credit card, or resell when it made sense for these partners. And it's a competitive world out there. We discounted a lot. So our reps were highly engaged. So these partners, they weren't bringing us deals because you have to pay tons of money, and I don't know that it's worth it to get in front of the reps all the time because they sell all kinds of products. So our reps would drive the deal, and then they would hand it to the partner with a custom SKU at 5-point margin. It allowed us to manage pricing. It allowed them to procure. And when you talk to those, what I would call LARs, large account resellers, or DMRs, direct marketing resellers, their average margin is only 5 to 7%. So if you gave them enough to handle all our discounting, 30, 40%, they just discount down to the bottom anyway because that's what they are. They're purchasing buddies with the purchasing guy, and I'll give you the best deal, so buy all your stuff from us. But that's persisted because we need that. Those customers need that. Referral has persisted because I think it makes sense. Then later in 2012, our senior leadership, new leadership, they hired a consultant. He said, no, I really think you should go through two-tier distribution. And I said, no, it didn't work before. What's going to be different? And they didn't really have an answer, but they cranked it up. Turned out it didn't work for the exact same reasons, and then they undid it again. And during this time, we worked with an affiliate marketing platform. The banner ads and click-through for e-commerce. It was Impact Radius was the company. There was a spin-off of Commission Junction. We were all in Santa Barbara together, and so we hacked together an integration with Salesforce with their web form. So now we had an automated system. We had a portal that companies could log into, get a link, refer a link, get automated into Salesforce. Our reps got it, worked it. And 3 years straight, we achieved the highest lead to close conversion rate in the company, just under 800 number sales. So 20%. And our average deal size was double what a normal sales rep was selling. So that was $4,400. And we were kind of like a black ops team. it was hard to get attention. Sales reps have a lot of things going on. Leadership was distracted, but we kept going and we kept growing. And then a couple of years ago, I discovered Amplifinity and Larry at Dreamforce. So I was looking for that classic B2B referral system, a professional referral system. One person, a professional consultant or VAR, talking to somebody else and recommending. And there wasn't really anything out there. And so we started talking. I was really intrigued. And we really ended up partnering together and developing a system that fits our needs. And I think it may fit your needs too. And then a year ago, last year, Citrix decided to divorce our go-to product group. It's an activist investor got a hold of a bunch of shares and said, you're really two different businesses. You're a SaaS business and you're a virtualization networking business, and you should spin these guys off. So they did, and we actually merged with LogMeIn 45 days ago. So we're excited about that. We're a portfolio of SaaS products. LogMeIn didn't really have a partner program, so referrals plug and play. So we're very soon going to be the capability to refer all those products to the partners. One of the exciting things that I'm really looking forward to is, I guess I can talk about a new feature. I'm going to, is what I call two-tier that I've been working with Amplifinity. So they're not supposed to talk about features they don't have yet, but I think it's coming out really soon, and I've seen a demo of it, and I think it has really good value to you. And two-tier internally is, so we work with a lot of consultants, and they have sales reps, and they can give them a portal, their own referral portal they can refer leads to, and they can actually track their sales. And it rolls up to the admin who has a master account, who can see all their sales reps. Because referral, it's hard to track and hard to pay your partners. In the VAR reseller world, the smaller companies pay their reps on profit. Referral commission is pure profit, GP, gross profit. And so it's easy to track. And then also what we're going to be able to do, it's not for external two-tier, is we can go to a distributor or a master telecom agent, someone that works with other companies, and they can invite them into the referral program as a child, and then their partners can refer deals to us, commissions go to the distributor, and then they can pay their partner companies. Same functionality, two different things. So now we're going to go back and readdress the two-tier distribution, because they have customers. Partners have customers, and they're trusted advisors. So we want to take advantage of that relationship. They really just want to make money off their customers, ultimately. So if we can show them how easy it is, you don't have to learn a ton about our product. You just have to learn to see what an opportunity looks and smells like. And then have this quick little conversation, which I call the magic words. Hey, Mr. Customer, I know you, we're working on this core business, but there's an adjacent product that I think you can really need because I've seen this need. You know, the go-to team, the LogMeIn team. I think it's fit. Do you mind if I have them follow up with you, and they'll get you into a trial, and they'll best fit you into their needs? And then if they say yes, boom, that is where the conversion rate is, and it goes up higher because it's not a cold call. They're going to take the call because they've made a commitment to a trusted advisor. And so we're really excited about that. And a couple things on referral. So as we talk about this to different industries, I went to a distributor conference, and I kept saying, yeah, we have a referral program. And they looked at me. It was like a dirty word, referral. And so I found out, and they kept saying, no, you have an agent program. You have an agent program. So there's, in the professional referral world, it could be called an agent. And then we still work with a lot of the large resellers, and they are more and more enjoying referral because nowhere do we pay up to 25-30% on first year for our big platinum partners. We have 3-tier. They're not going to make 30% on the annual value of a deal anywhere all day long. So they're eschewing their love for reporting revenue as public companies for profit. And in the reseller world, it's called deal rich. So referral, consultant referral, in the telecom master agent world, it's agent, and in the large reseller world, it's deal rich. Same system, fits all these needs, one-stop shop. So we're excited to be ramping that up. We're really excited about our partnership with Amplifinity. And if you have any more questions, be glad to take those now or
We have
later.
a very brief period of time, but happy to address any questions anyone has. Any and all things referral.
So a big question that almost everyone has who starts a referral program is how do you trust the agent to represent your brand and do customer service? So I think it's a big blocker. Can you talk about how to do that?
Well, we enabled our sales teams to work with partners. So a lot of our agents are consultants or VARs that buy our product. And so we already have a relationship with them. And after a few leads, you can tell if they have good quality or not, and you can also uninvite them from the program. But most of all, they're representing our brand really well. Haven't had that problem too much.
And how do you train them so that they are, I mean, you're passing sales collateral, but is there any ways that you have found that successfully onboard a potential partner that like just the top big ideas?
Mostly just one, be a customer. If not, just a quick demo and give them profiles of target customers. And then we work with them to uncover those profiles within their customer base. And then we teach them how to ask for the referral.
Questions, yeah.
Thanks a lot for your presentation today. I work for a company called AWeber. We have over 200,000 affiliate marketers pushing our product. We're actually evaluating a new payment, impact radius, and another type of service. In your opinion, who do you like better?
I'm pretty agnostic on that. I mean, it's all online purchase flow. I would check out their support and see how well they're going to support you. And online buy flows, who has really good fraud prevention, because there's a lot of crazy stuff, people taking advantage of it. It took up a lot of my time, which is why we don't really focus on it that much. And the tool, I think all the tools are similar, but how much support are they going to give you?
Yeah, I guess I would add to that affiliate marketing, again, a little bit different, right? So it's a lot more about, clicking through and less about relationships. And referral, you start to move in that notion where you know who your partner is, you want to build a relationship with them. So again, a little different variation in capabilities usually you'll see between affiliate and referral.
Great. Thank you both. My name is Steve Fakras. I work for a company called LogMeIn. We do content creation on a SaaS platform. So I'm wondering, I've done a lot of enterprise level referrals, which seems to make sense. There's a lot I'm basically asking about compensation. So it's enterprise compensation makes a lot of sense. You're selling a big deal. Do you have to give away a lot more of an SMB deal to the referral partner in order for it to make sense?
We just went from a flat rate, either 20 to 25%, depending on monthly deal volume that closed. We thought it would motivate more leads, but it didn't. We had a lot of kind of what I call junk partners in the program. We just went to a tier program, 20, 25, and 30, based on the annual value of the referrals. And so you can earn your way up. And 30% is pretty handsome, and we had some people, getting $20,000 and $30,000 checks last year.
Yeah, the only cut I'd take on that is, think about what'll be motivational for that person, and it depends on obviously what your contract value is. So you gotta cross some threshold where it's worth their time to invest. But the other side of that is the far end might be anything really less than your current CAC. Why not, right? It's an incremental sale. So
we only pay if it closes.
Yeah.
And,